G'day guys and welcome to the Hunters Campfire. Pull up a chair, get comfortable and enjoy some great company with Mark, Ian and Jono. Thanks to our friends at SSAA and Beretta Australia, we're here to help you make the most of everything you love about hunting, shooting and the great outdoors.
Good evening, gents.
Good evening.
Howdy.
Is this podcast brought to you by anybody?
Well, it's brought to you by us.
Okay, I've got one.
Okay,
Tonight's podcast is brought to you by this.
a breach
Anyone
flag.
know what that is?
It's a breach flag.
Yeah, chamber flag. SSAA chamber flag. Do you know where this one came from?
Out
The
of a gun.
SSAA.
My son picked this up on Swagesball Road in the
Oh,
Pilbara.
wow. Okay.
And I looked
Not just
about
some
it.
random
There is no
thing.
real range close to Swagesball Road.
I would say that was an ADA, because didn't the ADA have a branch hunt?
No, they wouldn't leave rubbish lying around.
No, that's true. No, they wouldn't. Yeah, that's true. Who knows?
We were walking along the road one morning, checking for sign, as is a really good thing to do in the Pilliga, because you watch the sign cross the road. And he went, "Hey, look at this." And I went, "That's a chamber flag. And it's even got SSAA on it. And it was on that road. That's a long way away from any rain. So someone was being extra safe and careful when they were hunting.
Safety first.
Safety first.
We give them out at our hunt camps.
Yeah, I've got a stack of them.
Yeah, same.
Because I keep forgetting them every time I hit a range.
That's right.
They're a good idea.
Great idea.
From New South Wales State
DPI.
Forest, no, DPI, yeah.
DPI.
Send us some every year, which is great.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been so surprised if I found a DPI one.
Now, do you know what I'll say? Is the DPI ones, which are issued by New South Wales Police, are the best ones because they have the little ridge on the back so you can undo your scope cap. I don't know if you've noticed that.
Oh, what?
So you know how a scope cap has a little groove in it so you can put a coin or something like that in it? The DPR chamber flags have a little ridge on it so you can put it into your scope cap and undo it if you need to.
Do you mean like the scope turret?
The
Like
cap,
the,
scope cap.
the cap that goes on the
The
turret.
cap. Oh, yeah, a turret cap. Yes, a turret cap. Yeah, not like a front cap, but yeah, for your turret. I'll demonstrate.
Can also be used to open a bottle of beer, but we'll go with scope cap.
Yep. So I have a Burrow scope. This one, unfortunately, doesn't have it, but most scopes have got a little groove in the top. Or when you take the cap off,
Yeah.
some scopes have a little groove in the top, so you
Yes.
can adjust it. The DPI chamber flag has a little groove on the top that goes in there, and you can click. Have a look at your scope next time, and you'll see it.
None of my scopes have those caps on them, but I do know that some of the turrets,
Some of the turrets do, and some of the caps do.
that must be
This
in
one. This one.
Burrow,
Yeah.
Yep, there we go. There we
For
go.
the battery.
Bingo.
Yeah, because you've got to
Only
screw
I have
those one out
battery.
for the battery.
We'll talk about that later.
So you see, sometimes the caps have them, and sometimes the turret has them. But in order to do your zeroing, the DPR ones have a little ridge on them. And it click, 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 click.
Wow, I did not know
You
that.
don't have to carry a coin with you when you go to the range.
I thought this one looked kind of like a guitar pick. So maybe
It does look like a
while
pick.
you're out there around the campfire, you can.
But
Play
dueling
guitar.
banjos?
I'm not sure the banjo pick, but anyway.
Ah, very good.
Oh.
What's been going on?
I did not know about that. The scope adjuster and the DPI chamber
Oh.
flag. I'm impressed.
Very well thought out.
So speaking of scopes, both you've already did a bit of a show and tell there. So I fitted the Steiner Ranger 10 onto the BRX, posted on Facebook, and everyone loves that rifle, I tell you.
Yeah. Does get a bit of
it is
interest
good
on it.
rifle.
It is getting a bit of love, that rifle. And no one's asked me about the blue tape. No one's made a comment on the blue tape, which either
They must
means
be all educated from last time.
they must be. That's it. I'm happy to see that. Best 5 cents you'll ever spend.
Funnily enough, the fact that nobody else asked, because I saw your post and I'm like, what the hell's he got a blue scope for? And it wasn't until I showed up at your house earlier this afternoon that I went, oh, that's right, it's tape. So I may have been your first question.
And even better, with the Steiner rings, one of the rings has the little Steiner emblem on it, which is like a little arrowhead.
Yes.
So you don't even need to put a piece of tape on the ring when you draw the line over the top to see if it's rotating. You just put the little bit of pen in line with the Steiner emblem, and it again works
I
a
thought
treat.
you had that Steiner ring on backwards.
Well, I don't know. I kind of, the way I looked at it is if you hold the rifle up like that, then you see the emblem looks the right way to you.
Is
So,
it
you know,
at
if
you
you're
or is that
holding
the
it
person
at
looking
port
at you?
arms, it looks the right way to you. And, that's why I went that way.
That can't be right, because then all of mine are wrong.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
We
But
can't
mine's
have that.
left-handed. But that's left-handed, so it's probably different.
Right.
Oh,
That
yeah.
would-
Yeah.
most
yeah.
things.
It's probably different.
Yes, righto. Well,
Though I believe that I may have given you asked me a question some time ago, and I've, like often happens, I've thought about my answer, and I think, was I clear in my answer?
you
And-
were clear because I gave you the scope rings and said, which way do they go? And you said they point forwards, and then you screwed them down. So you were clear
Oh,
by
okay,
your
good.
actions. It just
Sure.
seems that you've not followed your own advice on your own. Maybe you need to turn them around. You're going to look at that every time you put that thing up to your shoulder now.
No. On the one, your scope, I didn't take the rings off. I just tightened them up.
Well, not today. Not today. Previously.
Oh, okay.
On the original setup of when we were out of
I've
Hobbs's
going to point towards the enemy type thing. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe,
Yep, point towards the enemy.
maybe I did that so
Fire
you
in
knew
this
which way
direction.
the gun would point. Maybe I did that so you knew which way to point the gun.
Well, I'm not the gun guy, but that part I've
That's
got
it. Maybe
mostly
that's what I
under
said.
control.
See, the arrow pointed that way. No,
Yeah.
What I was talking about is you asked me a question about with the scope on a Picatinny rail and the fact that there's slight movement in it.
Yeah, yep.
And I'm not sure if I was clear in how I described that to you. So,
Yeah, you were. You may not have been
okay.
clear on potty, but yep.
Okay, that's good. Perfect. I'm happy.
Explain for the punters, though.
Yeah, because you can't leave everyone hanging.
Yeah, no, well, I just, what I may have said it kind of, I was just trying to think of the easiest way to describe it because it,
Do you want me to
so
describe?
basically you should push them forward. It's the easiest way to say it. Push them forward. And the reason for that is if you think about it, the scope's like, when they do that trick where they pull the tablecloth and all the things stay still, that's what could happen if your scope moves. So the rifle recoils backwards, but the scope kind of floats in air, and so it goes clink. So you want it to be forward, so there's no bounce between it and the rifle coming backwards. Okay, so
I always remember
but
that from
the way they
guys.
write that, the way they talk about that is it's like you put it on the back edge of the front, right? It's very confusing. So just say push it forward.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
remember
remember
the
the
point you have
guys
one
always
forwards,
saying
one
that.
backwards, the counter, whichever.
All right.
I didn't think that. I thought it was always pushed forward.
Well,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
know. I'm not the gun guy.
Yeah.
Just in my brain, it says if you have one forward, one backwards, then you got one stop in each direction. Then if you
And
just
locked
tighten
in.
it down, it doesn't really matter. But the right way is
Okay.
the right way.
Yeah. So it's a trailing edge of the rail. So push it forward until it gets a nice click, and then you're in the right position. And I put my either cross bolts or cross screws on the opposite side of the ejection port.
Okay. Yeah.
So mine are on, me being a lefty, they're on the
On the right hand side.
right-hand side. And I do that for no other reason. Like, I'll never think they'll somehow hit the ejection port, case or hit them or something, because I just put them on that side.
Just for aesthetics, really?
Just for aesthetics, yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. It gives you that sleek line. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that.
And the other thing is, interesting thing to do if you've got more than one rifle and one scope, as in you've got more than one rifle with scopes, measure the distance between, the top of the stock, the butt, and where the scope is, and see what your preferred length of pull between, where the end of the scope is.
Yeah, I really feel.
Yeah. What is yours? Mine's about 290 mil.
I find mine varies between scopes and rifles, depends on the field of view that I get. But,
I mean, like for instance, it's the furthest on my 3006 because that's the longest stock.
Oh.
But it's generally around somewhere between 280 and 290 mil.
I've never thought of measuring that. That's a good idea, actually.
It's just,
It's a rough
again,
guide.
it's one of those things
Yeah.
you just kind of go, okay, so how do I usually like to have this thing? I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't work, for instance, on the Sharp Wii because that stock's about, 200
Yeah, but that's
mil
got a
long.
red dot, so that's completely
The stock's
different.
about that long anyway.
But that's a red dot, so you've got...
Yeah, well, I mean, even if I put a scope on that, I'd have to think about how to mount that scope because that thing's really short. So for those listening, not watching, you guys have got the new scopes as well. Ian's got the new full field,
I've got the older full field.
which is actually a very impressive little scope.
I actually really like the scope. Yeah, very,
Yeah.
very nice.
And you've got the larger ballistic style.
Yeah, I've got the full field 4, which is a 4-16 by 50 with the illuminated. It's actually a very, very nice scope.
And that's the thing. These things, amazingly, the full field is their kind of budget range.
Absolutely.
And that scope that Ian's got is fantastic.
This thing's awesome.
It
I'm
is.
liking it. I haven't mounted it yet. But since we're talking about scope mounts, I was just saying off air before we started that I've learnt all about different types of scope mounts in the last day that I didn't think I needed to know. But apparently we need to know because the rings that came with this, Mark, don't fit on the Tikka.
They don't, because they're weavers.
They're weavers, and the Tikka's got dovetail.
Its own integrated rail.
Right. So, of course, I've gone weavers. I went into the gun room and I started to figure out what it might fit onto. And, of course, I didn't know this either, but I now know that the weaver fits on a picky rail.
Yeah.
Right. Got to slide the screw out, put it on, so slide it on, and then put the screw back in the gap, and it tightens down nicely. So I need to relocate a picky rail off one of my other rifles and onto this to make it all work.
But as I said, off air is you need to make sure that picky rail is going to fit your action.
I've got a picky rail on a Remington, which has got no scope on it, and then I've got, instead of the pick rail, just the front and back, what do you call them, lugs?
Yeah.
So they will fit.
Yeah, you've got to make sure that the holes line up on the action. That's
it.
Holes are in different places on different actions.
Yeah. And the other thing
but if it's just the front and back bits, they're only bloody centimetre long each.
Yeah, but where's the screws in the top of them? They might not line up.
Oh, I see. We'll see.
And the other thing is, and I've seen this happen, it was a really interesting one. The guy put slightly longer screws.
They stick up there.
And no, they go through.
They go through into
and
the
so he's
action,
going,
and then you
my
can't
bolt
close
won't
the
go
bolt.
in, my bolt won't go in, because there was a little screw sticking up.
Yeah, the ports go all the way through.
Yeah. That's right. You can see daylight.
What damage can be done?
Put it in.
When the bolt doesn't close, there's a problem.
That's right. The bolt won't close.
Be gentle. Don't use hammer force. But anyway, so tomorrow I'll try and figure out if I can mount this thing up with the gear that I've got. Pretty sure I'll be able to. See how we go.
I do have a pair. I was looking through my collection of. I've actually sad commentary, but I actually do have gun parts. And I've got a pair of worn quick release that would probably fit your rifle. Although they're for a Tikka.
Again, things we could have discussed 200 kilometres ago.
No, well, I'd only just looked them up this afternoon. I went through the stuff, mate.
Yeah, so I always look at the manufacturer's website to find out what rings and bases are going to work on which rifle and for which scope.
Well, it was originally built. It was originally the rings were originally supplied for a pick rail.
Pick your rail.
Oh, yeah, which is why on my Sauer I put a pick rail on when I sent it down to Byron to get Cerakoted, and I had the pick rail Cerakoted all the same color, so I don't have all these issues. I just make sure I always buy the same mounts, and I'm sorted. And also with Magnum cartridges, because the ejection port's so big, often with those you'll find like with that scope that you haven't got much room to play with, and if you put it on a Magnum action, you often can't get enough adjustment with if you used individual rings. Whereas a pick rail, you can move it wherever you want on the rail.
Yeah, that was one thing I was thinking about again this afternoon, is that scope is so short.
Yeah.
And because the Tikka port, you don't want your ring sitting in the port to actually be able to bridge the port.
So what I would be looking for is getting a pick rail that fits on that action, mounting that, and then you can get your one rings
right.
and fit it however you want.
Maybe I need to ask Copilot whether my picky rail from my Remington 700 will fit straight onto my Tikka.
And quite often they are very, very similar. I think the 700 might
very
be
similar and exactly the same, and two different things, aren't
they? Yeah, but it's a Remington 700 because that's what it is. It'll be 700 action. I don't know. I've never had much to do. Well, I've had very little to do with the 700.
Remington 700 pick rail fit on a Tikka.
She wasn't listening.
Would you like me to use ChatGPT to answer that?
Yes, please.
I find it interesting that John has changed Siri to a male
ChatGPT
voice.
asks, could you clarify what specific Tikka model or item you're referring to? Are you asking about a firearm, accessory, or something else?
A Tikka T3, a Remington 700 Picatinny rail is not directly compatible with the Tikka T3X due to differencing in the action design, screw hole spacing, and receiver contours. You'll need a rail specifically designed for the Tikka T3X to ensure proper fit and alignment. Thank you, ChatGPT. There you go.
I don't like Siri. Siri's a female anyway.
You can change it. You can change genders, don't you know this?
Clearly, you'd had enough being told what to do.
Isn't it?
You changed it to a bloke.
I don't even use it. There you go.
Yeah, I use mine all the time.
I use it all the time.
I got Copilot on my
I
PC.
know, because you sent me an email
that
says, when you send me a message, it says sent by Siri.
It does if you compose it using Siri.
And I kind of go, he doesn't even have the the effort to send me.
I send a
text
lot of messages
himself.
while I'm driving.
I
have to use voice.
That's right.
Yeah,
he can't even send me a text. He's got to use it.
Jeebus, but precious. Anyway, one thing about the Burris Fullfield, unless you opened the box and decided to pilfer it, Mr. Bogart, battery's not included.
So it's not inside the thing. It's not like with that little. They put those little tabs
Normally
in there
they-
to stop
they
you
don't
from
put them
starting
in.
the battery. No, actually inside the scope.
No. Unless there's another magic place to put a spare battery.
Mine came with a battery. Look at that.
It is empty.
Hmm?
Did you take it?
No.
No. Sort of check.
But again, if I knew you did, I would have given you them back. 'Cause I've got plenty of them.
I got it stacked. of
Nice.
those.
Good. Okay. More questions next time I come to your place to get things
That's right,
sorted
because
out.
I've got plenty of them. Because remember, we had that issue up in the territory with the aim
with
point.
the aim point.
Yeah.
In my little
aim point.
toolkit, I had all the batteries.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so the little full field, which is a 2 to 8,
Well,
a 35 is going on the 7mm rim mag, maybe, if it fits. Oh, it'll fit with the picky rail.
Yep.
And it's going to come samba hunting. So we're going to test it out. It's very clear.
Yeah,
It's good glass.
it was
Very
a
good
lovely
glass.
little scope.
It's a nice little scope. Yep. So anyway, we'll put that on there. And the update on the territory rifle then is it's staying as it is. It's going to be a BRX Steiner Predator 8 combo. I'm not changing it. It's taken, I don't know, 20 deer this year, and it's dialed in perfectly, and I'm not going to change it. And we've taken 2 buffalo with the 3006 already without too many issues. I'm going to leave
How
it.
many
I'm gonna leave
buffalo
it.
did you get on the first trip, man? Did you take 1 or 2?
Just one. Just one. And just in case you were wondering, comes with a free sticker.
Yeah, dear, come with free sticker.
Match my hat.
All right. Before we change subjects, I want to take a moment to call out one of our listeners.
Oh, okay. Is it a good call out or bad call out?
Oh, it's good. His name's Ponlork. Sent me a message. He's in the Huntfit community, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Sent me a message and said, I watch your podcast when I'm working out in the morning. So, Pon, since you're going to be watching this podcast while you're working out in the morning, do another rep, champ. Go harder. Go faster. Do whatever it is. Do it more. And since we're all looking at you in the camera, wave, fellas. G'day, Pon.
Hey, buddy.
All right. That was Pon's shout
There you
out.
go.
I got one more. This one goes
Okay.
to Rob Camp. Rob Camp.
Mr. Camp.
Yeah, well, anyway, he sledges us behind our back. You know that?
Does he?
No, does he?
He does. He does.
As I say, 6 men go to the territory and only 5 come back.
Well,
Well, maybe only 5 go to
maybe
the
only
territory.
5
Let's
get to
keep
go to
it
the territory, Rob Camp. Anyway, I was talking to a good friend, Frank, today. Frank
Oh,
dropped
had
me
to
into
be
shit,
Frank.
Rob, just in case that was an important... Apparently, when I called out the Beretta Dogs thing on our last podcast, I need to make I said Beretta Dog, hashtag Beretta Dog. I should have said hashtag Beretta Dogs for those that have indicating dogs and want to get in on the hashtag. Use hashtag Beretta Dogs AU to join all the pictures that are going in on socials, and one day you might get some free stuff. We'll see what happens. Well, anyway, Rob's response was, we need to clear this up because Ian said in writing Beretta Dogs, and on the podcast he said Beretta Dog. He said, but at the rate that they send their podcasts out these days, we'll have to wait till 2027. What say you, fellas? Jam it, Rob.
I'm not liking him that much, to be honest.
I think only 5 go to the territory this year.
It's a shame.
Rude.
That is
It's a
rude.
shame.
Anyway, thanks for letting me know, Frank.
He could
Maybe
come to
we-
us direct.
Maybe we open up a spy on the territory.
Anyway, hope you're listening.
Maybe your
Probably
friend
over
who's
here
doing the
with episode.
exercise would appreciate it.
They're my 2 shout-outs. All right.
Okay.
I've
What
got a
else you
shout out
got?
too. I've got a shout out. So I was in my local butcher last week,
I
Friday.
didn't think you went out of the house. How's this possible?
I do sometimes, but yes, I was in my local butcher and I was wearing my Beretta Australia hoodie. I love that hoodie. And the butcher's there and he goes, who do you work for? And I go, what do you mean? And he goes, oh, your hoodie. Do you work with firearms? And I go, no. It's just, some sponsors of ours. But anyway, my lovely wife was there who has commandeered my Hunter's Campfire hoodie, which is an amazing hoodie. My wife has stolen it. She loves it.
Everyone
And
loves
she
that
goes,
hoodie.
oh, no. He's on a podcast. This is it. And he goes, oh my God, the Hunter's Campfire. I said, I listen to you guys all the time. And he goes, I recognize you now. I can't believe it. I didn't realize it. He said, you guys are amazing. He's like, the advice you give me for Safe Forests is incredible. I went down to Nundle. I shot my first ever deer. I've been back to Tugelo. I went exactly where you told everyone to go when you did that Tugelo podcast, and I shot a deer there as well. And yeah, so shout out to him, my local butcher.
No deer there anymore.
No, dear.
Not anymore, but no.
Oh, well,
But,
we know where to go for the meat run for the territory.
yeah.
And
they're
the
a great-
exact location, the Pilliga, where there are white deer.
But anyway,
Yeah, but you can't shoot them there.
yeah.
Well,
So anyway, I want to say
you can't shoot them legally there.
Mm-hmm.
Marumba Downs Butchery, they do fantastic meat, great bunch of guys, and they listen to the podcast.
I bet you he could do it. We could get him on. He could talk about making sausages.
Yeah, they do. Oh, the sausages I got last week, they were
Look, it's clicking.
parmesan, truffle, and cheese.
I haven't been to a butcher. Hunter's Campfire putting butchers out of their trade since 3 years ago.
No, I don't buy a lot from them, but they do fantastic meat. So yeah, and good sausages.
That's
We'll
great.
have to chat to this man. I need some instruction on making sausages. This is
Where is
sure
this
you-
place? That's the way I've
5 minutes from my house.
No, that's
5
so
minutes
far
from my
away.
house.
Yeah, well,
All right.
that's about his.
If I don't need to travel, I won't.
That's right. He gets a bit scared if he's going more than 5 minutes. That's his range. Okay. That sounds fantastic. Well, I've got a shout out too, in a way. So Shane Broadby, a Tasmania hunter, and who also on a number of occasions has taken the big step and put himself forward as Shooters, Fishers and Farmers Party candidate in their state elections, reached out to me, listens to our podcast, was very complimentary, and he said that, you know, the conversation we're having about ivories or the teeth.
Oh, yeah.
He said that in the 1800s in the US, it was they were basically shooting elk just for the teeth.
No.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
they went cuckoo.
Because they're good
And,
luck.
you know, I did a little bit more research. Supposedly, certain Indian tribes used them almost like currency.
Yeah, it said that in that
Yeah,
readout
they
the
would
other night.
trade with.
Like
So
the
not only would they
seashell.
collect them, but they'd actually use, and they liked the big brown ones.
Oh yeah, the big stag's got the big.
Yeah, because it was, you know, an older one, so it was more and more valuable.
Oh.
So yeah, the ivories, and you know, that you can look online. There's ivory necklaces and all sorts of jewelry were made from them and stuff like that too.
Oh,
We should
deer
start
ivory.
our own
Mm.
ivory
Ivory
exchange.
like Bear Grease did Bear Grease.
Yeah, we could start our own ivory exchange.
Doesn't sound good if you call it the Ivory Exchange, though.
Oh no, that's what I actually want to call it, the ivory exchange, because people will freak out.
Well, I guess for everyone there who shoots a red stag, make sure you keep your ivories. That's what
Well,
I'm
that's
saying.
a good question. What is this? What are they?
You know what I'm interested in now?
No.
Do Samba
Yeah.
have ivories?
No,
They don't.
I think only red stags do.
only red stags.
Well, elk have them. So
Well-
obviously not only red stags.
But I think
They're big
red
red
deer are
stags.
related. I think red deer are related to elk, though.
Well, that's why they can interbreed.
That's why they can interbreed. Correct.
Okay, so we believe that Samba don't have ivories.
Let's find out.
What other
Hey, Siri.
deer do have ivories?
3 weeks from now, we'll find.
There we
Do
go.
Samba have
Look, I was going
ivories?
to ask people to
Would
respond
you like
to
me
this,
to use
but
ChatGPT to answer that?
Yes, please.
we'll ask bloke Siri and kill that conversation.
The deer. It said, if you're referring to Samba as a specific individual, animal, or character, I'll need more details. And then I'm saying, hey, Siri, Samba the deer.
Deer Samba.
Dear Samba.
Yes. It says working.
Okay.
Hey Siri, please continue this podcast for us.
What deer have
Excellent. Moving along. I got one more kind of shout out to do before we finish. Since I'm being given the hold up.
muntjac, musk deer, Chinese water deer, elk, even some whitetail and mule deer, though it's a rare occurrence.
Well, muntjac have the little tongue fangs. Red Chinese water deer have the big ones. I have both.
Some muntjac and deer have whitetail, though it's a rare occurrence. It doesn't talk about reds. There you go.
I know reds are related to elk.
Go figure.
Anyway, we digress.
Pop quiz.
Okay, go for it.
Since I was talking about pond and Huntford earlier, I just did a quick tally. Saving carbon credit everywhere, saving carbon emissions. The amount of weight the Huntford crew have lost in
okay.
the last 6 months. What do you reckon? You don't
How
know
many
how many
people-
people there
how
are,
many
and you've
people-
got no
300
idea.
kilos.
How many people?
More.
How many people?
Wow.
Yeah, shit, more.
How many people?
20. Oh, on my list is 23. I left a bunch off, but 23. 23 on this list.
How many? What would be your estimate of
622.
how many people?
Oh.
35, average 30 kilos. So
900.
900.
Jeebus, they're not that good.
Nice.
Run fast, the boys.
622.
Boys and girls. 111 kilos of this
Oh.
23 sample.
Good.
But
Very good.
It's a lot of helicopter juice that they don't have to spend money on when they go into the bush.
17.8 kilos on average.
That's
That's
big
good.
kegs.
Is it better than a poking eye hot stick? That's for
Yep.
sure.
Well done, team. If you want to be part of that, you know where to find us. Just had to do that maths. That's what was distracting me earlier in the podcast, me trying to add all of that up. Somebody asked. Anyway,
That's actually that's a really commendable act.
It's massive.
That's
That's huge.
I think that's we should maybe talk to a couple of the people on the program. Get them on the podcast.
yeah, we'll bring them on.
Have a
We'll bring
chat.
on our biggest loser,
Sure.
winner. Well, our mate Frank, he's in at 60 kilos.
Go, Frank. What a boy.
Insane. And his one of his good mates has come on. He's just tipping over 40. There's a couple of other fellas that are at 40. Whole bunch of 20s.
Wow.
And a lot of the
Fantastic.
guys that have come in have hit their ultimate goals and they've stopped. So they've hit their 20 kilos or they've hit their 15. We set goals and stuff with each one individually based on, where they are starting and where they want to ultimately get to. I'd say 50% of them at least have come and they're in a maintenance program now and just holding it off. It's it's pretty incredible. There's some big life-changing stuff going on in there, and I just think it's
awesome. Well done.
If I was a hunting clothing distributor and supplier, I would be talking to Hunters Campfire and saying, wouldn't it be great to reward these guys? So if you're listening,
so would I.
If you're out there listening, there's a whole bunch of guys going to be looking for new hunting gear.
Spending a fortune on new hunting gear just off.
That's right.
Mr. Ian Hurley.
Wow. We could be convinced to shut down the buy, swap and sell site that was set up to put all of the big clothes in for people who were coming down the scales. Yeah. Do you want to brand Hunt Fit?
That's a really good news story. Health, everything.
More to
all upside, that one. That's an all upside story. That's fantastic.
Not too many people want to talk for long periods of time about healthy stuff, but it's certainly a good story. Good for everyone.
Yeah, well, you don't need to talk about it. There it is. It's in action. It's happening right in front of you. Speaking of which, did pack training last night. That's why I was late, because being as athletics, I was at the end of the shower line.
So pack training for...
I've been doing it, I've been doing it for about 3 months now. It's either a Monday or a Thursday night thing while the boys are at athletics. I do an hour of pack training. And it's, the kind of concrete grandstands where it's like not a step, but it's a big seated step. Spent 10 minutes just stepping up those things, 20 kilo pack, laps and hills and steps. Because territory's coming and I want to be as fit as I can be.
Yeah, that's the goal this year.
Not for me. I'm the complete opposite.
Who ate on 5, Jono?
No, not that. On the last podcast, I mentioned I've injured my back. I'm going for an MRI tomorrow.
Oh.
We could be down to 5 men.
Potentially.
Really?
So,
I've already cut him. You're
not going to come and rouse about camp?
He's gone for me. It's gone.
No, I'm going to come. But
well,
what I can do, we'll have to see.
We're just going to have to find you some handy buffalo in the creek near the camp.
He can be camp cook with all the stuff
you can return
he
the
gets from the butcher, mate.
We need a rouseabout.
No,
and it sounds like we've got an opening now. Rob can't come. So if anyone wants to be a rouseabout,
I'll be at the territory, but I've just got to see what's happening.
Send in your best dessert menu and we'll see how you go.
Michael Granger was the best camp guy I've ever been around.
He was fantastic.
Just
you want me to skin your head?
Job,
sure, go.
I'm on it.
No, he was good. We'll see how it's going. I've got MRI tomorrow. So.
Yeah.
I hope that all goes
Joy's
well.
Getting old.
How old are you?
Nothing to do with it. Just getting soft.
45.
45.
Well, that probably puts Samba in danger.
Shit. Ready for the grave. 45. Wow.
Can you remember back that far, Mark?
Huh?
Can you remember back that far?
Yeah.
Fun memories.
Yeah.
Oh, well, good luck with the MRI.
Numerals on them and stuff like that.
I didn't consider we might be down a man for the Samba trip.
We'll see how we go tomorrow.
You can come anyway.
I'll see.
Red 2, out now for your viewing pleasure. Part 2 of a 3-part series where Lawson and I continue our search for red deer hinds and then hopefully the stags that are chasing them. Check it out on our YouTube channel and feel free to drop us a comment or throw us a like if you enjoyed it. All right, what's next?
I'm looking at my list. Haven't had too much feedback about the new podcast layout, as in intro and outro and ads.
Oh, I've had some feedback.
Have you? Good. What is it?
Really?
Well, that was different.
Well, yes.
I thought I didn't realize this was the Circus Soleil, and surely.
Oh yeah, your music. That. Yeah, your music. Yeah.
I wasn't sure which one to go with.
No doubt about it.
Surely not keeping that. Yeah, with the horns at the end. It was great. I thought it was great. I laughed. I might have had a couple of beers before doing it. So anyway, this music came up and I went, oh, that's quite cool. Yeah, I'll use that. Anyway, we've got it down to a fine art now. I can change the music out anytime I want, but that's how it started. You wait till you hear the outro. It's even better.
Oh, okay.
I haven't heard the outro yet. I put marks in.
Oh. Yeah, well, I've got an intro as well.
Hang on, I'll play it.
Okay.
I'll play it. Hang on.
I'll probably play it through here if you want.
Yeah, play it.
I've got
People will think the podcast is over. We can't have that. Play it. If you can play it.
You play it.
Oh, I was just going to play it through the microphone.
Yeah, just do that.
One sec. It'd be better if you can pump it through the speakers.
I'll find it. Hold on.
It's in the chat.
Whilst you're doing that, the other thing is we're going to also start introducing some short interviews.
Yes.
There's various people we want to talk to. Often it's a bit tricky lining up people. So what we're going to do is do some short telephone interviews and play them as part of the podcast.
Wait, I've got it. Give me a
You
second.
got
Okay.
it. Here comes the outro.
Wait, I've just got to get it. Hold on.
Masterpiece.
It's coming. It's got to upload it. Hold on. Outro. Here we go. It's just uploading. There we go. Everyone ready?
Yep.
I'm ready. Take us out.
Or at least we're a little bit entertained. And you feel a little bit more pumped up for your next hunt.
Always
There's a massive
someone's
thanks
actually
for the
playing
support from
kazoo.
the AAA.
There it is.
There it is. Stay safe. Well done. Well done.
This message was not endorsed by 2/3 of the Hunters
Take
Camp
all the
Fire.
applause and all the credits and none of the criticism. Thank you very much. Be here all night.
So was there any other feedback other than it was different?
It was different. I didn't realise I'd gone to a circus podcast, and surely you're not keeping that.
Oh, okay. Well, it
That
would
had to
appear
come
that
from
we
Frank.
are. It would appear we are
One
for
of
the
them came from
time
Frank.
being.
Yeah,
So the idea,
they were friends, so they were honest. But that's
the
okay.
idea, folks, is that we'll have each of us will do an intro, each of us do an outro, and we'll spin them around. And we'll also drop an ad or two in there, basically when we're talking about stuff that we think's of interest.
And you can get discounts on.
And of course,
Yeah, it'll be relevant.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not there. We're not going to do, remember we got approached to do the manscaping thing.
Yeah, manscaping.
Manscape. Yep, that's it.
That happened just before the territory. It gave us quite a laugh. We're talking
Right.
about taking it up there and shaving some pig.
No, that would have been good. We said, yeah, we will test it out.
Great advertising.
Yeah.
Look at this
Doesn't really work.
well-groomed
Doesn't
hog.
really work on the coarse hair here.
That big old ball that you got, Mark. Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
Now, that'd have been funny. So,
I'm
yeah.
here
So,
on Jenny's and Jenny anyway. Go on. All right,
speaking
so
of
the new
products
format.
that we're happy with, is the knives ever closer? Is that not correct?
Yes. Yep. I had a call from the supplier the other day saying they're just doing the last couple and then they'll get them in the post. So I think we've got maybe 5 left available for anyone that wants them. So if you're looking for that every day, all day, everyday carry, interchangeable blade, was knife?
Outdoor Edge.
That's it.
Fantastic knives.
The Razor Light. Let us know and you'll get it cheaper than you can buy it and brand it up.
And
Brand
if
it
someone
up.
wants one, how do they get one? Because I
They
saw
find
queries
me
coming through.
somehow.
Okay.
It's the first test.
Yeah.
One of the
Info
various
at-
messaging
Info
platforms.
at thehunterscampfire.net
There
is
is,
the way to go.
or Facebook or Instagram.
Hit
or,
us up wherever.
Info's good.
Info.
Yeah.
Because I
everywhere.
saw that query come through saying, hey, I want one of your knives, but I don't know where to get one. So, info at thehunterscampfire.net.
There you go. All your questions should go.
That's right. So, yes, so they're coming through. We might even do an ad for those knives. That'd be a good ad.
Let's do an ad for those knives.
Let's do an ad for those knives.
Didn't we just do that?
No, actually, like the ad that we're going to insert in this podcast.
All
Well, it's in the podcast already. We don't need to
We just
insert it.
talked about it. What we need to do is like a ad wanted extra hunter for the territory.
Yes, it would appear so.
Applications at
Unfortunately,
info
due
at
to
thehunterscampfire.net.
Rob Camp's poor
Sledging.
choice
not
of
necessary.
judgment, maybe it's better that we found out now.
Yeah.
Maybe it is
Right.
better. Okay.
What's next? Peter Ryan is launching a book.
Another one. Nice.
That's going to be a good read.
October, I believe it's out.
Yeah. So look out for that.
4
And all
years in
good
the making.
all good bookstores in New Zealand. Put your
And
orders
online
in
in Australia.
and online. I'm,
And I believe
I'm
it's
heading to New
actually
Zealand in
quite
December.
a-
So
I believe it's quite a, again, like a lot of all of his books, big, presentable, really not like a coffee table book, but a really well bound, well presented, glossy
Yeah, it's
paper, fantastic
beautiful part.
photos,
His books
that
are
kind of stuff,
incredible.
like which you don't see as much nowadays in the printing world. So
Well,
it's actually a really high
If
quality
you're
book.
in New Zealand, can you get us a signed copy? If you can catch
Yes,
up
where
with
does he
Peter
live?
Ryan. He's down
South Island?
south. So
that'll be hard.
I'd love a signed copy of his book.
We'll get him. Well, Mark can get that organised. We'll get him posted up to my uncle's place.
Okay.
We'll organise that.
I know
Very
he's been well into this for 4 years, I believe.
good.
It's a
Well,
huge
last time
project.
we
Well,
spoke to him on
yeah.
the podcast, he said he was working on a book.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, he's been
After
working
his,
on
this is
huge
his fourth
project.
book. You got to run out of content at some point.
I don't know
Yeah,
if you
thank-
do in the outdoor industry because there's just so much to do. There's just
Yeah.
I know.
every
but I
hunt's
don't know.
different.
When you start writing your book, when you start writing your first book, Do you write all your good stories? And then when you
This
write
is
your
a
second
really
book, it's not as if you
interesting-
go, I better just write about my first few years just in case I want to write my second, third, and fourth book.
Well, that's if you're
Well
writing
planned.
like that's if you're writing in like a chronological order of your hunting. So
Yeah, but if you weren't, you would be picking your best favourite memorable
well, no,
stories
you might be.
for your first book. wouldn't you?
There's themes, so you might be writing themes about certain types of things, which
Stay
is what
forest
if you
hunting,
read
private land
Peter's
hunting,
books,
bird
they're
hunting.
they're very much theme based rather than a chronological order of this, and that. So there's a theme. So things then become interchangeable. But the reason I know this is because I'm thinking about writing a book, and I'm talking to people about writing a book.
What's it going to be about?
Why? Because I hit 170 published articles this month. And I went, okay. And my wife said, you should write a book. And I said, okay. And I've said that a few times, but I kind of mean it now. So I've been talking to a couple of writers, and I've spoken to Peter. I haven't spoken to him for a while, but I speak to Peter a bit because I find his work so inspirational as a writer. I'm thinking about writing a book. So themes. Mine won't be chronological. It'll be themes. Like, the time we decided to not let someone come buffalo hunting. There's a thing.
All the time someone blew out your eardrum.
Yeah, the time someone blew out my... that happened to me. Unfortunately, that happened to me again.
Really?
Yeah. Simon with that 450 Bushmaster.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that's going to do it.
Yes. I copped
Did he buy you a bottle of whiskey, a bottle of rum?
No,
though?
he didn't even blink. Copped it's got a muzzle brake on it too, and I just happened to be in the general direction of the blast. So bloody horrible thing. Interesting rifle though, but very loud.
It's a lovely rifle, though.
It's
I
very,
love that
very
thing.
interesting rifle, but incredibly loud. So yeah, that's twice it's happened to me now. Yeah, see, there's a theme. People, the theme is friends who try to blow your eardrums out,
There's a theme for a book.
or at least a couple of chapters. So theme.
Yeah, I remember rocking up to the live fire shooting range when I was going through my army training, forgetting to put my earplugs in and sitting right next to a mini-me. And it was just going off and my eardrums were in so much pain. I was reeling, like just rolling over trying to block my ears and back the hell out of there. Man, oh man, it hurt.
I happened to be sitting in front of a truck, on the ground, and there was a guy up in the cab shooting a 22-250, and that sound rolled down that bonnet and basically nearly exploded my head. It was the worst sound I'd ever heard from a shot. I don't know if it was positioning as well, but man,
I'd say,
had this crack, and it was it was like, disorientating.
Yeah, I had the one year I'd been asked by the farmer to cull some deer. They were coming and eating his wife's flowers and roses and everything in the garden. And I set up next to the shed, and the deer came into the paddock, and I shot it from next to the shed, and I was sat next to to the shed wall, and the noise just reverberated off that shed wall. And that is probably the worst experience I've had noise from a rifle. My ears were ringing for hours after that.
Crazy, isn't it?
Don't sit next to a shed when you're shooting. That's all.
I remember the first time I went hunting, we had a 22 and we'd only been shooting at the range at Belmont. And the first time we fired it in a paddock, it was like an artillery round compared to what we used, because at the range it's like a muffled sound of nothing, But yeah, so it was really different to what the sound. But no, the eardrum exploding syndrome, I've had it twice now, and I hope to never have it again.
Yeah, it's not a lot of fun.
What else is on the list?
My list is
I've got
exhausted.
a question.
Good.
How did fishing go, Mr. Hurley?
Yes,
Well,
that's interesting. There was sunset photos, which is often.
Did you look up at the stars?
It was actually really good. We hopped on said boat. I took my son and Hendo, and we hopped on the boat, and off we went out to the back of Moreton. The forecast was pretty average, but when we got out there, it wasn't too bad. Conditions inside the bay weren't shabby, but we wanted to go out into open ocean, just off the point of, there's a reef set just off the front of
Moreton.
Moreton. Went up there, dropped some lines over, and picked up a big spangled emperor pretty quick. Like real big, couple of snapper. And then the whales started breaching around us, which was pretty cool, just as the sun was going down. And then once it was pitch black, there were whales breaching around us as well, which is pretty unnerving. The swell picked up a bit, and I got a bit crook, and Hendo got a bit crook, and my son's like, I'm not sick, whatever. As I could remember leaving the quells in the back of the car and not feeding them to my son like I was supposed to. He was fine the whole way, which was just unreal. But it was cold, and we weren't going to stay out in the big swell, so we spun back around and went back to where we were going to fish for the evening, and we ended up pulling into a beach and throwing a swag out. Now, probably not supposed to do that, but my son was tired and he'd had enough of being on a boat for a while, so we hopped off, and Hendo and Adam went on fishing for another 3 or 4 hours. Unfortunately, so I said to him, the Google review won't be that flash because the gas in the burner ran out, so we had no way to cook our meat. In fact, they had no way to cook the meat for Adam because it turned out that I had the first serve, and then the gas ran out while I was fishing, so he didn't have a way to cook any. But they didn't get on to too many. They got a couple more. Nothing. There was certainly no bag limits anywhere near being caught. But it was a good trip. My boy enjoyed it. He was great on the boat. Really loved it. Man, his boat can move.
Yes,
it does. It's pretty quick.
Holy dooly.
Yes, he doesn't. He doesn't muck around.
No. We had to tell him to slow up at some point on the way out because my son was hanging on for dear life and scared, so we peeled it back a little bit. But on the way back, once David got used to the boat itself,
bumps,
he was going full noise across on the way back. So what took us an hour to get out took us 25 minutes to get back, which was pretty crazy.
Now imagine doing that for 2 hours. 2 hours is what we did each way.
Oh yeah,
of him going.
Yeah. You get just jolted, don't you?
Yeah.
I think actually that's where my back problems might have started, to be honest.
Yeah. Thinking back, how was your Google review? So all up, we decided to press on even though the weather wasn't going to be great. Fishing predictions weren't going to be great. They weren't fantastic, but it was cool.
It's an
we got to
experience.
stick on the dolphins and we fished the poles and all that sort of stuff. So, we got to flick lures around and have a good time. So that was cool. It's good fun.
Good weekend.
Yeah, it was a good weekend. Yeah, and it was a good tester for the young fella too. He's amping to go back, and we'll take another chance when it comes up. But not long from now, we'll be talking about fishing for marlin again.
Yeah, that's coming up, October or November.
It's been
hopefully
last October we started talking about going fishing, and it's taken until now to actually get out because the weather's been so crap this year.
It's been so crap.
Yeah. So horrendous. I'm quite keen to get to Fraser probably in October or November. That'd be pretty good. I'd like to go and do 3 or 4 days over there and just have some fun. But I'm hearing that Nagala's shut, so you can't get up the Cape.
Nagala's been shut for ages, since the cyclone.
So that takes away a good chunk of the adventure. Yeah, we'll just see how it goes.
Oh, yeah, I've been keeping an eye on the fishing on Fraser. It looks like it's starting to get pretty good. They've been getting quite a few GTs, but the tailor are coming on the bite. So it looks like it's going to be another good season like it was last year. I'd be keen for a few days. I know my boy would be keen. I'll be up for it.
Might be a ninja camp, though. Real light, swag it only. Forget
just swag it. Maybe stay in a fenced camp or something like that for the kids and potentially and just go fishing.
Yep.
I'll be up for that.
Do a real quick one. Yeah, so that's kind of how all of that went. But then this weekend, we've just talked about scopes, but I'll head to the range and I'll get the Eliminator 6 dialed in and this full field on and hopefully dialed in and we'll be ready to roll. Down to Sambertown. Look out. My thermals arrived for Sambertown today.
Not your thermal scope, your thermal underwear.
No, thermals. Scope will be okay. It's me I'm worried about because it looks like it's pretty chilly down at Sambertown.
Yeah, it'll be cold.
Yeah,
it'll be cold.
I didn't realise that we were going to be right on the border, actually.
Yeah.
The reason I need this is when you look at the DPI map, there's this, it's like it hasn't loaded properly. It's just, no, that's just Victoria. And so they just don't count it on the map. It's just white. It's this weird line. So, I didn't realise that. So, we're right on the border. So it will be chilly.
Yeah, they've had tons of snow down there.
I've never hunted in the snow. I'm hoping I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, no.
I like it. I like blood trails in the snow. That's good fun.
Yeah, proper snow, not slushy, wet, horrible crap.
Well, I like the idea, but I don't really think I got the gear for it.
It's this romantic idea of, you can track animals in the snow and everything's easy to see.
I mean, just shoot them dead.
You can, and real snow, proper snow. But, when you just get, snow that kind of lands and melts and just turns into slop.
Yeah.
It's just wet then freezes.
It's less cool. It's just not.
I've had snow on the ground and I've had ice, but I've never actually hunted whilst it was snowing.
Yep.
In England, it was just ice everywhere, but no snow. So, yes, got the thermals, got everything else sorted out. I'm thinking I'm taking the 308, the BRX. So I'm going to try and get to the range if I'm happy with it. Yeah, why not take that? So that'll be the kit for that. So that's then, of course, as we said, territory follows that, and then that's probably we're going to put it to bed for the most of the hunting. I'll probably do a little bit more up at the blocks, but then again I'm down to the UK again. So
yeah, I'll probably try and get onto the hinds October, November. After that's too late; they're too pregnant.
Yeah,
I normally try and get a freezer filler hind or two just in October to see me through the summer. So see what we can do.
I'm certainly in the full freezer situation.
Yeah, mine's
at the
still
moment,
pretty full.
and if we roll a sandbar, then that'll be it. Should be top.
Yep.
Speaking of deer, my deer skull mount from April is about ready. It's about ready to go up on the wall. So mine's ready to go.
Yeah,
What
mine's
makes it more ready?
I just did a little bit of gluing on the nasal cavities.
mine was the sniff test. That's what mine was. Mine obviously sat in the bucket for a lot longer than everyone else's without changing the water. So the skull absorbed a bit of the fragrance, and I've just left it in the sun for a week or two. And the sniff test thinks it's just about there, and it's so beautiful and white, and it's got all the cartilage in the nose. It looks superb.
I'm
a convert for the immersion.
I'm going to give
Maceration
mine a final wash with a bit of soap and stuff like that, and then just
Mine doesn't need it. Mine is
just
spotless.
final, and then up on the wall I go.
Mine's clean, totally clean.
Yeah.
The last skull that I did, the little red spiker that I did just as a practice, I used a bit of peroxide paste on it at the end. It's like a toothpaste, peroxide paste. It just brushes on and hose off about 3 or 4 minutes later, and it came up nice and white. He accidentally bought hydrogen peroxide liquid this time, and I Googled what to do to turn it into paste. They said mix it with baking soda and make it into a paste and then paint that on.
Yeah, and if you really want it to be effective, wrap it in
Clingfilm.
Glad wrap.
Yeah, or tinfoil. Yeah, one of the two.
Glad wrap, and then stick it in the sun, and just basically keeps the heat in.
Yeah.
I was told just to wash it off in 5 minutes. Well, it didn't.
Yes, it just when you put it on,
anything.
just Glad wrap it, and it just kind
It's
of
clean. It's clean. It doesn't smell. It's the same as yours, China, with all of the cartilage and everything. It's the best presented one that I've done for sure. It could use some more whitening. It's probably a shade whiter than it was before I did that. But
yeah, amazingly, mine does not need any bleaching or peroxiding. I just
mine's.
left it in the bucket.
As I said, I'm just going to give it a final wash.
Town chemical
that's
water.
it.
That's what I'm putting that down to.
Yeah, I think you could be right on that.
That's it. She's ready to go. I just glued one of the nose pieces in today, so that's about it.
And I've finished tanning another skin. So the ones that I got this year I did that one that was 4 years old. I've now done one that I got this year. It's come up perfect. It's really good.
Nice.
They're not as good as a taxidermy one, from Mario. His ones are very, very, very soft, but it's pretty good. It's flexible and it's enough for me to do what I want to do with it. So I'm pretty.
Did you grind? Did you grind?
I didn't grind it. I just used the
Bristol.
No, what do you call it? The edging sander.
Oh yeah.
It's just got a coarse grit sander, but it's not an orbital sander. It's just the shaking
vibrating
pad.
one. Yeah.
Vibrating pad. Yeah. So it took about probably 20 minutes. Only took 20 minutes to go from a dried, reasonably firm hide to sanded back and supple, and it's good. It looks nice.
Yeah, I'm going to do. I think the next deer that I get, I'm going to keep the skin and try and self tan.
Really easy and really little work, to be honest with you. By the time probably the thing that takes the longest is skinning it. The second thing that takes the most time is just fleshing it out with the gurney, which takes about 10 or 15 minutes. Dump it in the water in the tanning
solution,
fluid, solution, and the leader stuff. Take it out, let it dry a bit, not dry, but sort of just let the water drip out of it. I just hang it over a fence, and once the water stopped dripping out of it, and it's had an hour or so in the sun, just sort of goes a bit. It's still wet, but it's tacky. I then just pin it out on the board and let it dry overnight, and then you don't want it to go dry, but while it's it's dried overnight, you then put the leather lube on it, just paint it on with a brush. I then painted some more on about a day later, and then I let it totally dry. So painting it on takes about 5 minutes. Pinning it out takes about maybe 10 minutes, and then 20 minutes to run the sander over it. So all up, you've got about an hour of work to get yourself a hide and some time in between all that. It's a pretty straightforward process. Yeah,
I'm going to do it.
And the blue, like it comes out of the tanning solution, it looks quite blue. But by the time you've run the sander over it, it comes back to but not that not that the underside of it matters.
I'm doing a test on the maceration process on a goat skull. So I'm going to keep it in there for 7 weeks. I'm not going to change the water.
So that's what I do with mine.
I'm not going to change the water, and the bucket is sealed, both with a lid and a plastic bag over it, and it's tape sealed, and it's sitting where it can get in the sun. I'm going to do the 7 week, not going to touch it.
Yeah, so that's how I did mine. Was I didn't put a lid on it, but I had it in the bucket full of water, and then I put 2 bags over it. A bag, gaffer taped it. A bag, gaffer taped it. And the last one was a black one, so it was absorbing the heat.
That's it.
And I left it where it got partial shade, partial.
It's the same. It's in the backyard, so
and I left it there for 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks. It smelled bad about week 2 for a couple of days, and then the smell disappeared. And then when I took it out of the water, everything had just fallen off. There was a couple of little cartilage joints at the back of the skull, and pressure washed it, and that's all I've had to do.
Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm not going to change the water. I'm not going to wash it halfway through. I'm just going to let it sit.
Just lock it in the shed and you watch the kids gag. That was the fun part that we...
Yeah, well, it's in the backyard. It doesn't stink, but then again, maybe I just don't notice it and the neighbours do.
Yeah, so my next ones, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to put in the bucket, leave it, but I'm just going to put it at the bottom of the yard, whereas mine was right by my bedroom. So, yeah, it didn't go down very well. But because it was sealed, very few flies. There was no flies in the bag, no maggots, no nothing. And it came out so what? It was incredible. I'm really, really happy with it. Even my wife, who had to put up with the smell while we were away, while I was away at hunt camp, said it's come out really well. So I'm really happy with it. Highly recommend it. And the nose is perfect. Yep. Whereas, like, if you look at some of the ones I got behind, you can see that one there. The nose is broken. That's because it gets brittle from being boiled.
Yeah.
It's got all the cartilage in the nose, all the little detail. It's fantastic. So I've got a skull hooker, a Temu special skull hooker.
Yes, I bought those myself.
I've got those. So I think this weekend I'm going to put it up in my son's bedroom because he wants that stag. So double the 5.4. It's going to go up with the Temu skull hooker.
So yeah, I'm going to see how we go. I've got marked on the calendar even. So it's been in there for 1 week.
Well, you wouldn't believe it. I found something else that I forgot about.
The dog skulls are out of the water. They're on the shed drying. Amazingly, the teeth look like, presentation. They're so clean.
Oh, wow. So
it's weird. They're like gleaming. The skulls are a bit stained, but most of the stain's going. So they've just been sitting outside. I'm just letting the elements clean those ones up. Because, one of them had like baked on skin because they'd been...
Oh, yeah. They were there for a year before you took them. Yeah.
But they're pretty good.
Sorry, Ian, you were going to say?
I found something else lying around that I've forgotten about. No. It wasn't just a skin and a drum. It was a buffalo skull. The very first buffalo skull.
First one.
Yeah. I took the horns off. I didn't bring the whole skull. I just bought the skull cap.
Yeah.
But I took the horns off it and I've had them up on the shelf. I put the buffalo skull cap, if you like, with the horn bone up on the roof of my office just to be out there in the sun and out of the way. And I was up there just doing some maintenance and gurning some stuff off and I said, oh, that's right. I left that up there. So that's now going through the maceration experience because it was still had gristle and meat and shit. It was all dried up and there's nothing wrong with it, but it certainly wasn't a clean skull. So that's going through the process, just like your dog's skulls did. It's an older skull now, but
yeah, I think when you get all the skin and if you can get the skin and most of the fat off, that's what stains the skull, I think.
Yeah, well, that's right. I mean, these things are shit. They were outside with skin on them for years. So it has faded. They're not white, but they're nowhere near as brown as they were. So they're fading. The only thing is putting them back together because they've got like 3 skulls with 3 split jaws and a whole bunch of teeth. So every so often I go out there and I kind of go, yeah, that one fits in there.
It's like a jigsaw puzzle.
It is a jigsaw puzzle. And I've got to figure out how to glue the jaw back together just nicely. Yeah, so we've got those there going. So we've got dogs, goat, and finished a deer. And maybe we'll have another deer. Samba.
Right then.
Yep.
Anything else?
Not for me.
Cool.
We'll call it.
Thanks, Jess.
Get this one up, and I look forward to hearing from Rob.
And Rob's replacement.
Cue the outro, Jono.
Oh, I can do it. Hold on. Here we go.
Okay.
Wrong mouse. I didn't cue it up. Jesus. Here we go.
Do the Trump. Glad we don't take ourselves too seriously.
Good evening. Kill it now.
Right. Good night, gents.
See you later.